Hello, my friend. I'm so glad you're here. Let me ask you something. Do you have an old bottle of castor oil somewhere in the back of your cabinet? Maybe it's been there for years, maybe you've used it once or twice, or maybe you've heard your mother or grandmother mention it back when care was passed down, not bought. That small bottle might not look like much, but today I want to help you see it differently. After 60, we begin to notice the little things more. The skin that feels drier than it used to. The nights when sleep just won't come. The way our hair seems a bit thinner, our steps a bit slower, our systems a bit more delicate. And in those moments, it's easy to feel like everything needs a complicated fix. But sometimes what we really need is something simple, something quiet, something time-tested and kind. In this video, I'll share 6 heartfelt, gentle, and science-backed reasons to rediscover castor oil right before bed. These aren't trendy hacks or overnight miracles. They're small rituals that bring comfort, softness, and healing in ways that meet you exactly where you are in this beautiful chapter of life. If you're ready to treat yourself with the same tenderness you've shown everyone else, stay with me. This is for you. Part 1. Softening dry, aging skin. There's something almost sacred about the quiet moments before bed. The noise of the day has faded. The dishes are done. The lights are lower. And if you're lucky, there's a bit of stillness waiting for you. But for many of us, that quiet comes with an ache, a familiar tightness in the hands, that sting in the heels when we walk barefoot to the bathroom, or the uncomfortable tug of dry skin on our elbows and arms as we slip into bed. It's not dramatic, it doesn't scream, but it's there, whispering, reminding us that our skin is not what it used to be, and maybe deep down a part of us wonders, does soft skin still belong to me? The answer is yes, 100 times yes, because soft skin is not just a trait of youth, it's a reflection of care, of how we treat ourselves, of how we invite comfort, even in the smallest ways. And just because the world may no longer notice the softness of our hands, doesn't mean we should stop caring for them. In fact, now more than ever, we need to be gentle with ourselves, to look at our aging bodies and not sigh in frustration, but instead whisper, "Thank you for carrying me." That's where castor oil becomes more than just a bottle tucked away on a shelf. It becomes a bridge, a way back to yourself. For generations, women have used it to restore moisture to dry, cracking skin. Not because it was trendy, but because it worked. Rich in ricinoleic acid, castor oil doesn't evaporate like many lotions do. It stays. It lingers. It soaks in deep, locking in hydration for hours. And unlike so many skincare products today, it doesn't come with long lists of ingredients or artificial promises. It's just oil, pure, simple, and quietly powerful. But the real beauty of castor oil, it invites presence. It invites ritual. Picture this. You're sitting on the edge of your bed. You warm a few drops of oil between your palms. The scent is soft, almost earthy. You begin to rub it into your hands, those beautiful, hard-working hands, and something shifts. You're not rushing. You're not multitasking. You're right here, being tender with yourself. And that moment, those few quiet minutes, that's where the healing really begins. Add a few drops of almond or coconut oil if you want a lighter texture or a touch of scent. Or don't. Keep it as simple as it was 100 years ago. If your heels are rough, slip on socks after applying. If your elbows feel like sandpaper, massage them with the same patience you once gave a child's skinned knee. Not because it fixes everything overnight, but because it tells your body you are still worth caring for. This isn't vanity, it's reverence, a way of saying, I may be older, but I still deserve softness. I still deserve comfort. I still deserve to feel good in my skin. So tonight, don't skip over yourself. When you reach for that bottle of castor oil, let it be an act of remembering. Remember the woman who once had no time for herself. Remember the hands that held others first. And then, in that quiet, let those same hands hold you. Let them rub in the softness. Let them return to you what time has not taken, your right to be cared for. You are not past softness. You are not past beauty. And this ritual, this simple oil, is here to remind you every night that gentleness still belongs to you. Part 2. Calming the mind and supporting sleep. Good sleep used to come so easily. Remember? A warm bath, a full day's work, and before your head even hit the pillow, you were out. But somewhere along the way, things changed. Maybe it was hormones, maybe it was stress, maybe it was just time doing what time does. Now bedtime comes, and instead of rest, there's restlessness. You close your eyes, but your mind doesn't follow. It replays old memories, rewrites tomorrow's to-do list, wonders why the neighbor's porch light is still on. And just like that, the hours slip away. The truth is, as we get older, our sleep patterns shift. We become lighter sleepers, more sensitive to noise or temperature, more aware of every creak in the floorboards. And while it's easy to blame age, what we often need isn't a sleeping pill. It's a new kind of bedtime care. One that doesn't treat sleep like a battle, but like a reunion with our own peace. That's where castor oil comes in. Not as a sedative, not as some miracle cure, but as a quiet helper. Something you can use to signal your body and your spirit, we're done for today. Just a drop or two. Dabbed softly on the temples, or massaged gently behind the ears or along the back of the neck, maybe mixed with a bit of lavender if you like. Maybe warm between your palms until it feels like kindness. This simple act, this moment of touch and intention, can begin to slow everything down. Because this isn't about sleep in the clinical sense, it's about settling. And when you slow your hands, your thoughts often follow. That's the beauty of ritual. It reminds your body what it already knows, that the day is over and you don't have to hold it all anymore. Some people like to pair it with soft music, a warm eye pillow, or a short prayer of gratitude. Others simply breathe. In and out slowly. Each breath saying, it's okay to let go. And the oil, thick, grounding, deeply nourishing, becomes part of the conversation, a language of care. You may find that after a few nights of this, your body begins to expect it, to welcome it, and suddenly sleep becomes less about fighting the tossing and turning and more about returning to a place you've missed, a place of ease, a place of softness, a place that feels like home. So if you find yourself staring at the ceiling again tonight, don't reach for the remote. Reach for a moment. Reach for your own presence. Let the oil remind you of something that's easy to forget in a noisy world. You still deserve quiet. You still deserve to feel safe. And you still deserve rest, not because you finished the laundry or checked every box, but because you're here. And that's enough. You don't have to wait until you're exhausted to care for yourself. Let your bedtime be the beginning of that care. Let castor oil be the gentle nudge. And let every night become not just a time to sleep, but a time to return to yourself. Quietly, lovingly, completely. Part 3. Nurturing thinning hair and brows. Let's be honest, there's something tender about hair. It's more than just strands on our head or the frame around our eyes. It's identity. It's memory. It's self-expression from a time when we were raising kids, going to work, heading out to dinner with friends. And even now, when life has slowed and shifted, when the world may not always look our way first, we still want to recognize the person in the mirror. So when our hair begins to thin, when our part seems wider, when our brows start to fade or our lashes seem barely there, it can feel like we're losing little pieces of ourselves. We don't need someone to fix us. We just need to feel like we still deserve care. And that's exactly why castor oil holds a quiet kind of magic. It's not flashy. It doesn't promise overnight miracles, but it's been trusted for generations because it works with the body, nourishing the scalp, easing dryness, supporting circulation to the hair follicles. It contains a powerful fatty acid called ricinoleic acid, which brings blood flow right where it's needed most, to the roots. And where there's nourishment, there's potential for growth. More importantly, this isn't just about growing hair. It's about growing back a sense of self. The ritual is simple. Once or twice a week before bed, warm a little castor oil in your palms and take a few minutes to gently massage it into your scalp. Let your fingertips move in slow, deliberate circles. This isn't just about application. It's about intention, about reconnecting to the body you've walked through life in and offering it the tenderness it's always given others. For eyebrows and lashes, dip a clean cotton swab into a drop of oil and gently trace your brow line or lash roots. That's it, just a touch. Done each night, this small act can bring back fullness over time, not only to the hair, but to the way you see yourself. Some women choose to mix castor oil with lighter oils like jojoba or sweet almond for easier application. Some add a drop of rosemary essential oil for added stimulation, but none of that is required. What matters most is the moment you give to yourself, because this isn't about vanity, it's about dignity, about reminding yourself night after night that your reflection still matters, that your softness, your grace, your beauty have not gone anywhere. We don't stop being women because we age. We don't stop wanting to feel vibrant, cared for, lovely, and we certainly don't stop deserving that care from ourselves. So if your brush has been a little fuller lately, if your brows have grown faint, don't see it as loss. See it as a gentle invitation to pause, to nurture, and to remember just how much beauty you still hold. Castor oil is just the tool. The care, that comes from you. Part 4. Supporting the immune and lymphatic system. There's a kind of fatigue that doesn't always make sense on paper. You sleep, but wake up still tired. You eat right, but feel bloated by midday. You haven't been sick, but you don't exactly feel well either. It's the kind of heaviness that builds slowly over time, not just in your joints or your belly, but in your spirit. And for many of us over 60, it's something we quietly carry, assuming it's just part of getting older. But what if part of that feeling, those sluggish mornings, that puffiness around the eyes, those tight rings on your fingers, wasn't just about age, but about stagnation? Not in your mind or your motivation, but in your body's internal flow. You see, our lymphatic system, our body's inner drainage system, is one of the most underappreciated parts of health. It doesn't get the spotlight like the heart or lungs. It just works silently, helping remove toxins, circulate immune cells, and reduce inflammation until it slows down. And then everything else feels slow too. Enter castor oil. Yes, that old bottle in your medicine cabinet, the one your grandmother probably used for everything from stomach aches to sore feet. But this time, it's not about drinking it. It's about laying down, slowing down, and letting it do its quiet work through a castor oil pack. Here's how it goes. You take a piece of soft flannel, saturate it with cold-pressed hexane-free castor oil, place it gently over your belly, specifically your liver area, and then cover it with plastic wrap and a heating pad. You lie down for 30 to 45 minutes, 2 to 3 evenings a week, and simply rest. That's it. No noise, no scrolling, no rushing. And what happens during that time is more than physical. Yes, studies have shown that castor oil packs can help increase lymphocyte production, those tiny but mighty white blood cells that help fight infection. Yes, they may support better digestion, reduced bloating, and less puffiness in the face, legs, and hands. But perhaps most profoundly, they remind your body that you are listening, that you care, because healing at this stage of life is less about fighting and more about flowing, letting go, making space. And castor oil packs aren't a new miracle. They're old wisdom remembered. They ask nothing of you except presence, and they offer something rare in return: release. From the inflammation that lingers, from the tension in your abdomen, from the pressure to always push through. So if you've been feeling off lately, not sick, not well, just not quite right, try this. Not as a chore, but as a gift. Light a candle, dim the lights. Let the warmth press gently into your belly as you close your eyes. This is not indulgence. This is restoration. And when you rise, you may not feel cured, but you might feel lighter, more grounded, a little clearer in your mind, a little more at home in your own body. That's the quiet promise of castor oil. Not to fix everything, but to support what's already trying to heal within you. Because after everything your body has carried, after everything your spirit has endured, you deserve care that is consistent, calm, and kind. Let this be your gentle yes to healing. Part 5. Natural relief for occasional constipation. There's a kind of heaviness that has nothing to do with weight. It sits quietly in your belly, lingers behind your smile, and shows up in the slow way you move through your day. For many of us over 60, constipation becomes an uninvited companion, one we rarely speak about, yet feel deeply. It's not just about being irregular. It's about the sluggishness, the bloating, the discomfort that clouds our comfort and our confidence. And sometimes, no matter how well we eat, how much water we drink, or how many fiber-rich foods we try, our bodies still need a gentle reminder. Castor oil, that old-fashioned bottle you might have tucked away in a cupboard, holds a simple kind of wisdom. When taken internally, just 1 teaspoon no more, it acts as a natural stimulant, gently encouraging your intestines to move, to let go, to release. It's not harsh or violent. In fact, when used properly and sparingly, castor oil supports your system without the side effects that many commercial laxatives can bring. But even more tender is its external use. A warm castor oil pack laid softly across your abdomen can do wonders, not necessarily as a fast fix, but as a nurturing ritual. You saturate a soft cloth, place it just below your navel, cover it with wrap and a gentle heat source, then lie back and breathe. No screens, no noise, just you and the quiet warmth of oil working its way beneath your skin. It helps stimulate the lymphatic system, soothe inflammation, and gently signal your digestive tract that it's safe to release. And isn't that what we all need sometimes? Permission to release. The emotional weight we carry, the stress that collects in the corners of our body, it all wants somewhere to go. When your body can't let go, neither can your heart. That's why this isn't just about digestion. It's about feeling like yourself again, lighter, clearer, more comfortable in your own skin. Of course, this comes with care. Castor oil is powerful, and it must be respected. Never exceed a teaspoon. Never rely on it daily. And always, always talk to your doctor before beginning, especially if you have existing conditions. This is not a cure. It's a companion, something to reach for now and then when your body says, help me remember how to flow, because you're not broken. You're just aging. And with age comes wisdom, knowing when to push, when to rest, and when to turn to nature for support. Using castor oil, especially in a calm, loving ritual, is one of the gentlest ways you can say to yourself, I'm listening, I care. I'm worth the time it takes to feel good. Constipation may be a common part of aging, but so is learning how to care for your body in ways that honor it, not fight it. Castor oil is a bridge to that kind of care. Simple, quiet, and rooted in the kind of healing that comes from presence, not pressure. So next time you feel the weight of everything, body, mind, or both, consider this tiny act of release, because letting go isn't just relief, it's renewal. Part 6. Healing cracks, cuts, and tender spots. Hello again, my friend. Let's talk today about the quiet little aches, the small wounds that don't scream for attention but tug at us just the same. Maybe it's the thin, dry skin on your heel that splits open each winter, no matter how many socks you wear. Maybe it's that paper-thin cut across your finger from opening a package, or a sore elbow from leaning on the armrest a little too long. These aren't emergencies, but they're reminders. They whisper, "You're tender here now." And what they need isn't urgency, it's gentleness. You see, healing after 60 looks different than it did at 30. Our skin takes longer to repair. We bruise easier. Our cells slow down, but our lives don't. We still cook, clean, carry laundry, garden, hold grandbabies, comfort partners, and in all that quiet giving, we forget that our own hands, feet, and skin need tending too. That's where castor oil, this golden bottle of old-fashioned care, comes in. This oil isn't fancy, it's not perfumed or packaged with glitter, but it works, not with speed, but with patience. Castor oil has a special way of supporting wound healing. It keeps the skin soft and moist, exactly what aging skin craves to repair itself. It shields a small crack from turning into something bigger. It calms the red irritation that creeps up on our elbows, knees, and knuckles. It does this quietly with no fuss, just like so many of us have done for others our whole lives. And when you use it, when you gently rub a drop onto your heel or dab it onto a healing cut, you're not just moisturizing. You're telling your body, "I see you. I know you're tired. Let's rest now." That moment before bed, when the house is still and the lights are low, becomes more than a routine. It becomes a soft ritual of respect for the body that's carried you this far. For deeper cracks or persistent dry patches, castor oil works beautifully when sealed in. Apply it, then cover with a cotton sock or glove, and let it do its magic while you sleep. It's slow care, not quick fix. But that's what real healing often is. No rush, no drama, just steady kindness. And isn't that what we all need more of? Especially now. Especially in a world that moves fast, expects strength, and forgets to notice softness. So tonight, as you prepare for bed, notice the places that ache, that flake, that feel overlooked. Run your fingers over them with care. Pour a little castor oil into your palm and let this small act become a quiet conversation between you and your body. You're not just treating a wound, you're remembering your worth, reclaiming softness, restoring peace to the parts of you that carry so much. Because healing doesn't have to be dramatic, it just has to be true. And every drop of oil, every stroke of your hand says the same thing. I still care, and I still matter. Thank you for spending this time with me. Sometimes, all it takes is a quiet evening and a simple bottle to remind us that we still deserve care. The slow kind, the kind that doesn't rush or demand, the kind that says, "You've done enough for others, now it's your turn." Castor oil isn't a miracle, but it is a companion. One that doesn't ask you to change who you are, just to notice what you need. Softer hands, a calmer mind, a little more sleep, a little less ache. It's not about reversing time. It's about walking forward gently with your body and heart in agreement. You don't need a shelf full of products or a complicated routine. You need a ritual that feels like home. one that honors your years, your softness, your strength, because caring for yourself isn't selfish, it's sacred, and you are worthy of that sacred space every night. So, let's keep this going. If something in this video helped you breathe deeper or reminded you that small things can still be beautiful, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Share your favorite nighttime rituals or just say hello. If this brought you peace, click like, subscribe, and stay close. We'll keep showing up here with more heartfelt, gentle ways to feel better. Not younger, just more like yourself. Until next time, be well. Be kind to yourself. And remember, the quietest care is often the most powerful.